Battle control initialized.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Red Alert Global League Season 9 Minions Round 4. In the upper left-hand corner, we have DodoBird playing as Ukraine. And in the lower right-hand corner, we have SinJul playing as Germany. Let's go to the production tab. And SinJul's got a slight lead over DodoBird in production and deployment of his barracks. Let's see where he's going to send those troops. And he's only ahead by one infantryman on the field, so that's not totally significant. Heading north on Oregano, and there are a total of 3 oil derricks on this map, the center one being covered in barbed wire. You've got to give away your position and blast through that barbed wire if you want that oil derrick. That's exactly what DodoBird is doing at 58 seconds. SinJul with an empty build queue. Very interesting. SinJul finds a static position outside of the northern oil derrick, and DodoBird is headed in there with a rifleman. That rifleman's down, and the engineer's close behind. No, Dodo, come on. Oh. Unfortunate. Dodo loses his engineer at 1 minute and 32 seconds. 33 actions per minute from SinJul and 12.3 from DodoBird. SinJul at another static position, but only one rifleman. See if Dodo's going to replace his engineer. And surprise, surprise, SinJul has gone War Factory first. There's SinJul moving out back towards base, using the rifleman to cover the position of the engineer. Very good. SinJul has a ranger queued up, and just one for now. SinJul moving into a much larger static formation and loses those troops. Let's see what the count is now. DodoBird with 12 riflemen on the field, but that ranger is going to make a tough time for those riflemen. That's a taxicab engineer. And you can't quite bust a 5-stack with a ranger. You're going to need some help. SinJul using the line of sight from the ranger. He's got a great bead on DodoBird's forces there. Wipes them all out. SinJul with a pillbox in his pocket. And DodoBird, he's got the cash. I'm not sure why his engineer's on hold. APC moving out from DodoBird. SinJul with control of 2 oil derricks and 4 harvesters on the field. DodoBird with 3 harvesters and 0 derricks. Nobody home in that APC. 5 harvesters now for SinJul, 4 for DodoBird. And 30 seconds until we see SinJul's first expansion MCV. That's going to be coming out at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Wow. And the double vetted riflemen taking out 2 riflemen from DodoBird. DodoBird's just sitting on that oil derrick with his APC. SinJul moving out to his natural expansion. That's going to be an economic expansion. SinJul with the first heavy armor of the game. There's his medium tank. And DodoBird moving out to his natural expansion. Likewise economic. And just some scouting from SinJul's Ranger. SinJul collecting his forces in the center of the map. Going to come out with another medium tank that's going to bring the total up to 2. He's also got a mine layer on the field. And 10,000 army value from SinJul, 6,600 from DodoBird. Both players on 6 harvesters. Good line of sight from that medium tank. DodoBird pulls his forces back. And Dodo's got another heavy tank there he can utilize. That's a lot of rocket troopers. Focus fire on the tank from the rocket troopers. And this is a fantastic force from SinJul. He's got a lot of rocket troops in there. He's cycling his tanks. Medium tank going in. Finding a few crushes. Gets destroyed in the process, but opens up the line of sight and takes the fire away from the infantry. That's what it's all about. SinJul just holding position, waiting for the second wave. SinJul now with control of all 3 oil derricks and 7 harvesters on the field. And that's the end of SinJul's first wave. 4 medium tanks. And looks like an equal division between rocket soldiers and riflemen, a 1-to-1 ratio. In the academy, players are advised to go 5-to-1. But out of what I've seen, honestly, I think the 1-to-1 ratio is the best, at least in the mid-game, which we're well into now at 7 minutes and 31 seconds. 51 actions per minute from SinJul and 23.6 from DodoBird. SinJul's about to break 10,000 income at 7 minutes and 45 seconds. And SinJul's going for a wide flank off to the left. Still has a substantial force. 19,000 army value, nearly double the value of DodoBird. And DodoBird is going to push into a static formation like this. DodoBird sounds the retreat. But those tanks are going to chase them down. DodoBird calling good game at 28 minutes and 22 seconds. 193 to 96. Let's go to the eco graph. DodoBird has a slight advantage in the early game up until minute 3, and this is what the double ref in blue versus the War Factory First build looks like. Of course, SinJul was pretty aggressive in the capturing of these derricks, and really unfortunate, DodoBird lost his engineer pretty early in the game. Just walked. I don't think he was microing the engineer, and he assumed that this one would be clear for, well, made a mistake, I suppose. DodoBird with some infantry mass in the beginning of the game, but you know, with the War Factory First, if you've only got riflemen, when that Ranger comes out, it's really time to change your strategy. But SinJul just gets ahead, stays ahead, trades well, and wins game number 1. On to game number 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Red Alert Global League Season 9 Minions Round 4. In the upper right-hand corner, we have DodoBird playing as Ukraine, and in the lower left-hand corner, we have SinJul playing as Germany. Let's go to the production tab. And SinJul, totally skipping the barracks. 18 seconds until his refinery hits the field. And DodoBird, at some point, is going to realize something's up. Because if SinJul doesn't have any troops on the field, that means something's up. So we'll see how he responds to that. 45 seconds until SinJul's war factory hits the field. And until then, DodoBird is going to be the only player with any field presence whatsoever. DodoBird is spreading out all over the map. And trying to get a feel for where SinJul is, and the answer is nowhere at the moment. SinJul, 15 seconds till his war factory hits the field. DodoBird's going to be the first one to capture an oil derrick, a total of 5 oil derricks on this map. One of them's in a pretty natural spot, but the other ones are hotly contested. Not at the moment, though. Alright, I think DodoBird senses that something interesting is happening and moving out his forces towards SinJul's base. He's wondering if SinJul... Well, he's about to find out. There's a ranger from SinJul kiting past the infantry, taking one out, and just going around and checking out the rest of the positions. Second ranger out from SinJul, and in 5 seconds, we're gonna have 3 rangers on the field. And that second ranger is moving north towards a contested oil derrick. And I think that was a rocket troop that just went down. SinJul finding the snipe on the rally point. And these 3 guys are done for. I think you need at least 5 riflemen to take out a ranger. DodoBird's engineer goes down at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. He's only got control of one of the oil derricks. And a total of 5 rangers on the field. And these troops are going to walk right into him. And that's some really good kiting from SinJul. Just keeps the heavily damaged ranger a little bit further away. And that way, it doesn't get destroyed. And SinJul is just going to park these all over. SinJul, 20 seconds until his expansion MCV hits the field. And SinJul was blocking 2 refineries and the war factory. SinJul about to come out with heavy armor. $3,000 army value on the field now from SinJul. 1,150 from DodoBird. And SinJul backs away with 4 out of 5 of those rangers intact. SinJul moving his expansion MCV all the way up the field to DodoBird's natural expansion point. And SinJul is broke at this point, so 70 actions per minute from SinJul and 28.6 from DodoBird. SinJul with a turret ready, possibly waiting for deployment of that barracks. DodoBird finds the expansion. There's the turret. Focuses down the APC, and in come the Rangers again. Line of sight advantage for SinJul. And DodoBird is in a really bad spot here. Flame tower down from DodoBird. It's going to chase off those troops. And the ranger as well. Heavy tank out from DodoBird. And 20 seconds until DodoBird's expansion MCV hits the field. SinJul with control of 2 of the 5 oil derricks. And DodoBird with control of 1 of the derricks. SinJul with control with 4 harvesters and DodoBird with 5 harvesters. SinJul up to 3 oil derricks now. And with that ranger in the back of the base, (6 minutes and 45 seconds). 72 actions per minute from SinJul. And looks like he's blocking off the escape path. Really the only way out of this area. DodoBird, he's got to go south now if he wants to escape. SinJul now with control of 4 out of 5 oil derricks and 6 harvesters, breaking 10,000 income at 7 minutes. And looks like a bit of a traffic jam here at DodoBird's base. He's got his expansion MCV out. He's got a second war factory out. And he is low on cash. 5,500, 5,600 income. DodoBird moving out towards the south. Trying to avoid SinJul. Gain some kind of foothold on this map. DodoBird moving in, troops first. Line of sight disadvantage. And there's a turret. Harvester finding some crushes. And DodoBird with the line of sight disadvantage. No armor up front until just now. Loses that whole army. 13,000 army value versus 6,000. And an idle expansion MCV from DodoBird. DodoBird calling good game at 8 minutes and 40 seconds. 276 to 106. Let's go to the production tab. Let's go to the earnings graph. And SinJul behind for a large portion of the game, all the way up until minute 6.5. Yeah, about minute 6.5. So basically what happened, he went War Factory Rush, which means he totally skipped his barracks and went straight for the War Factory. He had 5 Rangers queued up before he came out with a single ore miner. And then he just walked the field with them, basically. And DodoBird came out with a lot of troops in the very beginning. Not a lot of rocket soldiers, just a lot of riflemen. And SinJul was able to maintain field control for basically the entire game. Upon which, producing his early MCV, drives it all the way across the field to DodoBird's natural expansion location and just builds a Maginot line right here. Blockades with a bunch of troops over here. And then when DodoBird tried to come around, I think DodoBird didn't give himself enough of a wide enough flank. If DodoBird kind of came down and then came right along this cliff right here, so it really funneled his forces with the trees and everything like that. if he had come down, come this way, and attacked through the back of the base, armor first, it would have been much more effective, honestly. But anyway, there you have it. Both games going to SinJul, Red Alert Global League, Season 9, Minions, Round 4.
Battle control terminated.